Yeah, the enemies started getting pretty unbearable after this one. I start becoming, like, not a huge fan starting with the blue one because it becomes kind of less challenging and more very much, annoying and more trial of error. At least this time he's behind me, he's not in front of me, so I can actually get to where I need to go. Which is gonna be this way. Oh god, he's gonna see me though. And they start adding in, like, freaking water to the mix. Like, why on earth would you do that? Like, could we not have freaking water in the Emmy rooms, please? But, okay, got through that one without too much of a problem. Only 2 Emmy deaths so far. I mean, I'm gonna chalk that up to a win. I'm gonna take that as a win. I see this as an absolute victory, only falling one time to that segment. Because that one right there, with the blue one, that can freeze you, by the way, because he has the ice missiles. The ice missiles, not the ice beam after fusion. Because our suit is incompatible with an ice beam, since we got the Metroid DNA. But starting with that one, that's where it becomes, like, really freaking annoying a lot of times dealing with Emmys. And it just becomes like a trial and error of just kind of dying and resetting until you get a much more favorable Emmy positioning and Emmy matchup, so... I don't know. I guess in that scenario where I died, I could have just retreated backwards and reset the room, maybe, but I mean, you don't want to do that. You want to keep moving forward. I mean, maybe you have to backtrack a little bit in order just to evade its eyesight or something like that, but I don't know. Like the blue one, and it's not even the worst example. There's a far worse example, actually, but the blue is just where it starts to get annoying. Like this right here. It's stir you, man, and you can freeze me and... Come on. Wow, I actually managed to get the second counter right there. Yeah, you actually have 2 opportunities to get a counter in with an Emmy, and the second one is generally, like, a lot harder to get in, so I'm kind of surprised I managed to do that. Because usually whenever I just am lucky enough to get an Emmy counter off, it's just the first one there, because that one seems to be a little bit easier, so I'm kind of impressed with myself that I managed to get a second one. Although, again, it's just kind of a freaking crapshoot. There's not a whole lot you can do about it. Alright, where is he now? Need to get up here. Again, whenever they start, like, adding in freaking water to it, that's how you know you're in for a miserable-ass time. I have to get my cursing quote in here. Yeah, just gonna go ahead and keep that. I don't really need that on anymore. We're fine. And there we go. That's where I wanted to get. Alright, I think that's about as much pain as we're actually going to go through with the blue Emmy, so pain in my ass no more. Okay, I'm gonna wait for you to respawn, and here we go. But yeah, the purple one that we saw earlier, the one that caught us before, the one that very clearly had our wave beam because it went through the walls, yeah, that's gonna be the annoying one. That's the one where, when the first time I was playing this, I was like, okay guys, come on, like, this isn't really horrifying anymore, it's just annoying. Sorry about that. And I'm just going to ignore you too. Like, I could take you down if I wanted to, but don't really feel like it. It takes a lot of missiles, it's pretty easy because you can just dodge underneath them, but I think technically that's the X version of the similar looking enemy that we saw, boy, as early as the first game. I think we, like, learned how to do our melee counter because of one of those guys right there, but yeah, not really about messing with the enemy from here on out. Let's see, and where are we actually going next? Has to be somewhere here in Farini, I believe. And the game's just gonna keep throwing more and more water at us. It is gonna make us work for that gravity suit, man. Ah, here we go, yeah. This is where I want to go. Oh, a green teleporter over there. I wonder what that could possibly be. We'll get to it, though. Because right now we get the spin boost. Okay. That's a new one. And what is the spin boost, you might say? You might ask. It allows you to jump once more during the spin jump. Oh, so it's just the space jump, except worse. Wait, what kind of power-up is that? He just took the space jump and nerfed it. What kind of thing is that, man? That's kind of lame. Well, it allows us one extra jump. And we can do that both above water and out of water, so not too bad, I guess. But this is one of those power-ups, because so far, like, a lot of the original power-ups in Dread have been pretty freaking awesome. Like, the phase shift, really cool. The spider magnet, really freaking cool. Like, I liked both of them, for sure. But then I get something like that, and I think, what is that? like, under what scenario would I need something like that? Well, I mean, obviously you need it, because we couldn't get past this portion without it. But I was more thinking, like, under what scenario would you think of that as, like, a new power-up? Just nerfing the space jump. Ah, well, I digress, rather. And I digress again because, yeah, it's another Chozo soldier. Nope, it's not any different than the one that we just had in that previous area where all the X were, so this just kind of feels like padding out the game at this point. And granted, Dread, if you just kind of go through it, it's a pretty simple game. You know, it's pretty short. Like, I'm tearing through this game. I'd say that we're already kind of over the halfway point for this game. Probably a good chunk over the halfway point for this game, really. So I get maybe wanting to pad it out a little bit, but I don't know, I don't think this is really the way to do it. I mean, I'd make the argument that it's a Metroid game. You don't really need to pad it out to begin with, because I think these are kind of a known quantity for the 2D ones being fairly short. I mean, like, how quickly could you beat some of those old 2D ones? Like, I think you could beat, like, the original Metroid in under, like, 10 minutes with sequence breaking, so... I don't know. I would have preferred less repetitiveness when it came to the Chozo soldiers and the Chozo mechs and things like that, but hey, what do I know? Maybe people enjoy those little challenges. I just would have liked if you were going to put more versions of that boss fight in. Kind of like mix up the moveset a little bit more. Don't make it just like a carbon copy one, I suppose, but what do I know? Alright, but now that we got this guy, I want to not let you ruin my day. I'm just going to go ahead and get up here, giant stink beetle. Gonna go ahead and do that because I do not want to fall all the way down because that will be highly inconvenient. Oh, there we go. Ah, man, we're not out of the fire yet, Gimme. Alright, say a quick prayer for me, guys, because we are not done quite yet. Okay, where is it? Right there. Oh, God. See, it can freeze me. Take me out like that. Okay, we're just gonna get around here and hope he goes to the right. He did go to the right. Okay, I think we'll be good. Nope, get that jump! And you can see, like, not only can he, like, freeze us, and not only can he move really fast, but he's got, like, his scan cone, whatever you want to call it, like, like how far he can actually see in front of him, is freaking huge. You know, the other enemies were even close to being that big, so, the blue one is just blah. The blue one is freaking bad. This is where we wanted to get. I'm grateful that I did not take the L on that one either. Ignore more of the stink beetles. Oh, don't worry, I'll get around to one of you guys soon enough. Ugh. Well, this should be it. I think this is when we're finally going to get around to destroying this thing. Let's see. Oh, I hear it. Oh, the beeping. It's the worst. The beeping triggers me. Actually, I think we need to go this way from what I remember. Oh, look at me. There it is. Yeah, this is the mini brain room. Ooh, okay. Glad I didn't go on a wild goose chase. Well, let's see if this is a little bit easier with all the super missiles. You know, the rate of fire does feel a little bit slower. And I think one of my gripes with how damage spongy a lot of the enemies can be in this game is that it does kind of make like equipment and weapons in Metroid that were traditionally very powerful seem kind of less so. Because like it used to be the super missiles, like in Super Metroid and Metroid Prime. Man, the super missiles did damage on like anything else. Like it far outstripped the damage capacity of pretty much everything else. The plasma beam and the super missiles. You don't really get that sense of empowerment here in Dread because the enemies keep up with you so well. I don't know, some people may think that's actually a good thing, really, because, you know, the whole, like, the enemies don't become trivial or anything like that once you get them, but I don't know, I kind of always liked the satisfaction of unloading super missiles on an enemy or really tearing into things with the plasma beam. But okay, let's see if I remember how we want to take care of this enemy. Because if I recall... Oh yeah, I remember now. We're gonna go up here. Hope he's not waiting for me on this side. Gonna take this guy over here. Yeah, he's actually gonna crawl on the ceiling for this one. Let's see if he can find me. Where are you? There you are. Alright, this one might be a little bit difficult to aim. Because it's got that incline. Okay, we got a good angle. Keep it up, keep it up. Uh-oh, starting to lose it a little bit. Losing it a little bit. Okay, we got it. Come here, you bastard! Oh boy, he was crawling fast. Woo! Rest in pieces, you filthy animal. And of course for that we get the ice missiles. Not the ice beam, but the ice missiles, just like in Fusion. I know I've said that like 3 times though, but I just really love the continuity there, you know? Like, yeah, we only have the ice missiles because that was the way it was in Fusion. Like, the ice beam is not compatible anymore. Sucks to suck. Sorry, you got Metroid DNA. Okay, don't need any more missiles. But with the ice missiles, just like back in Fusion, boom, we can take down those guys now. I'll take it. Another energy tank. Man, our energy, like, really kind of skyrocketed there. Faster than I really realized. Oh, yeah, it's this little portion right here. Let's see if I can pull this off. With the double jump, let's see if I can kind of angle myself up here. We can get this little treat up here. Come on, I've done this before. This is like the bomb jumping here. Boom, I got it, alright. An unknown resource has been acquired. You cannot use this item yet. Wonder what that could possibly be. Very reminiscent of Zero Mission, where you'd get those unknown artifacts or whatever that was not compatible with your current suit, and you just have to hold on to them for a while. So hey, really cool, really nice. Ah, and yet another Aeon power-up. Final one in the game, I think? I think it is, actually. And what is this one, you may ask? Ah, the Pulse Radar! Yeah, the first one that we got back in Samus Returns. A lot of people probably rightfully complained that getting the Scan Pulse or the Pulse Radar, whatever you want to call it. I think it was Scan Pulse in Samus Returns. Kind of trivialized the game a little too much. It made it to where, like, everything was a little too easy to see. So there were a few adjustments here in Dread. First and foremost being that, obviously you get it far later in the game, not at the very beginning as your first Aeon power-up, so it's not too much of an issue of the game just kind of breaking right at the beginning. But also, it doesn't reveal things on the map, necessarily. Instead, what it does is it just reveals everything that is in front of you or on the same screen of you as you at that given moment. So, definitely nerfed the Pulse Radar in a very good way and introduced it far later. So, I really like that it's here because it makes backtracking a whole lot easier. Not backtracking, but whenever you're backtracking, like hunting for items a whole lot easier. Because a lot of these things a lot of these blocks can only be destroyed in a specific way. But I really like how it kind of currently functions and how it doesn't like permanently fill in everything on the map for you. So, I really like its inclusion right here. Glad they brought it back. It's just a good example of having an idea. The way that you implemented it when you first put it into a game didn't exactly work out, but that really was not a reason, and I would argue very rarely is it a reason, to ever axe the concept completely. It's more like going back to the drawing board to say, hey, I am confident that we have a good idea here, so how can I refine that? How can I make it to where it's a little bit better recepted? And I've never really seen anyone complain about the Scan Pulse here in Dread, so I think they really kind of succeeded whenever it comes to that. But now that we have that, I think that's just about everything that this area is going to offer. Yeah, pretty much. I think we're just going to follow the yellow brick road now, just go wherever we want. Not wherever we want, just where I'm supposed to go next, because obviously I have to go this way because the path is close behind us. Fantastic. But here we go, back to another familiar area. Back to Verinia. Oh god, what if we see his corpse, man? I don't think I have the fortitude to see an ex-roided out quiet room. That would suck. Back to Elysia. Oh, it's Verinia. I mean, it's really not that similar to Skytown. I think maybe it's just the colors that really kind of give off the vibe for me, you know? Oh, coming at me again, REX. Yeah, well, I got you that time. See, I think that's a shine sparking puzzle right there. Don't want to have to deal with that right now. Ooh, and what could that be? A sign of things to come, perhaps. Yeah, I think this is also quite a small area. Well, not as small as, what was that other one called? Eloon, I believe it was. Eloon is definitely a whole lot tinier. There's not nearly as many collectibles in that one. In fact, I think there's only 7 or 8 collectibles. A great thing that Dread does is it actually tells you, if I bring up the map right quick, the item completion percentage for the specific area. I really, really like that a lot. And for Eloon, you only need 7 or 8. It's pretty good.
Uploading data.
This area, Frenia, appears to have been a sanctuary. The Makan conducted ceremonies and rituals here. Now it all lies in ruin. It was likely destroyed in the chaos following the X's arrival. That would match what Quiet Robe said. They have turned it into a hive. I have also detected the presence of an unusually powerful axe. Recall that the enemy in this area could see through the rain and stun targets with an electric shock. My sensors indicate this enemy has been reactivated. We can assume that Ravenbeak is behind this too. Make good use of the Phantom Cloak and you should have nothing to fear. Be careful, Samus.
Yeah, I have nothing to fear, I'm sure. The problem is the worst one, man. It can see through walls, its shots can go through walls, the wave beam is just that OP. Oh man, I don't really want to deal with this, but we're gonna have to. I don't have a freaking choice now, do I? At least I can just put it off until we actually get into a freaking Emmy room proper, I suppose. That is super cool, so can't do anything with that just yet. And here we go. Yeah, this is the worst one in the game, guys. We're gonna have to brace myself. So whenever you think that the enemy might be even close to detecting you, you gotta throw that Phantom Cloak on. Because this one does not freaking mess around. Like, this one's nasty. Alright, and this, right here, because you're completely underwater, Like, this is kind of where I drew the line the first time I played this. I was like, okay, it has like a super long scanning distance. Its shots can go through walls. You can see right there, it's freaking massive. I'm underwater, so my mobility is completely freaking shot. But as long as we do this, I'm going to keep up the scan pulse, even if I end up taking a decent amount of damage. Well, I have to do it for this one right here. But I'm just gonna get out of here. Yeah, that was so freaking close. It was right on my freaking tail, man. Oh, God, that was stressful. That segment right there, I'm actually really happy that I got through that without too much of an issue. That segment gave me so much trouble the first time I played this. I think maybe because I hadn't really really pinned down how to make full use of the Phantom Cloak, but man, that was just a drag. Because the enemy is so mobile, like its shots are so powerful, it can go through walls, it can hear you through walls, you're underwater so you can't move at all, just, ugh. All the pieces formed together just make a complete crab sandwich. Okay, interesting. Yeah, the maps don't really do it for me in Dread a whole lot. I mean, I like how they look whenever they're filled in, but as far as finding a map room, it's not as much of a relief as it was back in the old games, you know? Like, especially in kind of the Prime series, you find a map and you'd be like, oh god, I'm so happy I have this now, it makes this so much confusing. Not so much here in Dread, like, well, what you actually get filled in map-wise is really not all that significant, really. Another save room, okay. I mean, I just saved, but I guess there's no harm in doing it again. Gonna be saving liberally right here. And I think we want to keep going. No, it's gonna be... Wait, which way am I going here? Oh yeah, we have to go this way. Kind of went the wrong way, I suppose. Oh god, I hate those things that like suck on the door. You guys remember that those were in Samus Returns as well? I think we needed the plasma beam to take those guys down too. Oh, I have to go back into the freaking Emmy room already? Really? Okay, let's hope it doesn't... Yeah, god, it's so easy for it to like freaking trigger. Oh! For it to trigger its alarm. Oh! It can see through walls, it can see so far ahead. Okay, going this way. Going this way, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. Okay, I can put on the Phantom Cloak again. Go this way. I hope this is the right way. God, if I did not have this cloak on. Yeah, I'm just gonna take the damage here. Alright, I think we'll be fine now. They can still see me! Okay, let's go ahead and slap that bad boy back on. Okay, I don't think I can make the jump here. Gotta focus. Can I make the jump? Okay, I want to ride this right here. I'm gonna keep this on. Even if I'm taking damage, okay, it should be good. Okay, that's another close one. Oh boy, that's not fun. I mean, granted, that's very high stress, and I guess, you know, I'm complaining for pretty much nothing, so... Okay, no, let me in. Let me in. Ow! I think I need to... Do I need to save after that again? Nah, I mean, I just saved, so I think we're fine. I would like to not take all this damage, though, because we have something coming up that I'm really not a huge fan of. Let's see if I can kind of heal up here with this guy. There we go. And not quite at full, but I think we'll be fine. But yeah, that's like as hard as the enemy segments freaking get, man. That one right there. And here we go again. I love how you can see everything on the outside, though. Again, kind of going towards Dread's graphical fidelity. Oh! Didn't see that one right there. I want to counter this so I can get the maximum amount of goodies from it. Nope, I guess I wasn't close enough. Come here. There we go, alright. Yeah, I just love the graphical fidelity, how we can see, like, outside the sanctuary and some of the enemies right there. But okay, here we go. Coming off of one of my least favorite Emmy segments in the game. Probably my least favorite boss in the game. Not a fan of this guy. Okay, so he's gonna do that. If it hits the ground, he does, like, the, It's just so hard to dodge it. It's really, really fast, and, it's immune whenever it has, like, the little electric current on it. Which I don't like. I don't really know how to dodge that reliably, so I don't know how you would beat this in Dread mode. When you can't get hit even a single time. It's really freaking fast, you can't deal a ton of damage to it, because it's invincible all the time. I don't know. This is my least favorite boss in the game. And this is the super powerful X that Adam was talking about too, so how appropriate that, like, my least favorite boss in the game would be, like, the X one. And you can see how much damage this guy does too, like, it's unreal. This might take me a couple of tries, honestly. Like, the best strategy I have for, like, dealing with the little, I guess, like, little gravity things that it spits out is just, like, jumping over and then doing a phase shift, but I don't know, it just seems to not be that reliable all the time. Couldn't really tell you why. Then you have to phase shift whenever that hits the ground. God, it does so much damage. Come on, man. And again, just the kind of the feeling that you're not able to do a ton of damage to it can be kind of uncomfortable. But even though I don't like it, hey, it's an X-Core all the way from Fusion! It's good to see you again, you ugly bastard! And I believe the first time I played this one, I actually beat that guy after quite a few tries because I was so bad at it. And then I lost to the X-Core. Yeah, it was the worst feeling ever. But yeah, they brought back an X-Corp Infusion. It was magical. It is magical. Even though I don't like that boss at all, again, probably my least favorite in the game, really cool that we got to see the core afterwards. We get the Storm Missile. Nice. Oh, lock onto multiple targets. Yeah, I believe this was in... God, this was in, Prime 2 and Other M? Question mark? Or was it just Prime 2? I believe Prime 2 had something like this. I really forget if Other M's in. Maybe Other M did. I think I'm thinking of something else with Other M. Or maybe I'm just thinking of, like, going into first person in Other M, and it's kind of just like the Prime series, whenever you would go into first person. Something like that, but, yeah, well, case in point, it is something that has been done in the Metroid series before, so, yeah, picked another great one to bring back, Mercury Stream. I think that's really cool. Oh, and I actually missed this shard right here the first time. There we go. Although, to be honest, guys, I don't know if I'm gonna find 3 more of these, because I'm going through the game so fast.